coming here. I'm very pleased to see all of you because you're concerned and passionate about education, which is something very, very important in my heart. And education, as we know, is the greatest equalizer in life. And if it hadn't been there for education, I wouldn't be serving as the assembly member for the district. So I'm very grateful to education myself. So I want to say thank you for being very passionate about education. And I'm also very appreciative of the fact that you care about this SCA. This is the Senate Constitutional Amendment 5. And because it has the potential of impacting a great deal of the next generation in education. So I'm very, very proud that you are part of this movement to promote education, to help our kids. Now, the bill, SCA5, is a Senate bill. It started in the Senate, it has cleared the Senate, and it has now come to the Assembly. Now, before I get to vote on it, it still has to go through several stages. Now, this bill will be referred by Rules Committee to maybe one or more committees for more action. It's my understanding that it will go to the Higher Education Assembly Committee and maybe also the Appropriation Committee before the bill gets to the Assembly floor for all 80 Assembly members to vote on. Now, it is during these hearings, for example, Higher Education Committee hearing, that the issue will be debated. And it will also be argued between the proponents and the opponents. At that point, there may be some changes made to it. There may not be. But I'm hoping to let you know the process the bill goes through before it goes to the Assembly floor. Now, in the event the bill gets amended, in the event that there are any changes made to the bill, it will probably be referred back to the Senate for a vote by the senators. So it still has a long ways to go. Now, as far as I know, as of yesterday, the bill has not been referred to any of the Assembly committees as yet. So it will be a while before I get to vote on it. However, I have been working with all the stakeholders to find out exactly what has been going on. In fact, I talked to Senator Hernandez yesterday at the airport about the bill. And I've been also communicating to a lot of these stakeholders. Okay. So in fact, like I said, I have been talking to some of the stakeholders. For example, the API caucus, the Asian Pacific Islander caucus, which has 11 members. They are all composed of the Asian descent and heritage. And these members have been communicating, and we're trying to discuss the issue. Now, 3 days ago on Tuesday, I also issued a press statement to the media stating my position that I could not support SCA in its current form. Meaning that I will give the... Thank you! There has been a question of what that means is that if the bill is before me today, I will vote, I will not support it, I will not vote yes on that bill.
Just say no!
Okay.
Say no!
Okay, there's, okay. When we vote, when legislators vote, we could either vote yes, no, or abstain.
Say
There's no difference as far as the outcome for the vote. If somebody votes
please be quiet, okay?
Or no, because the bill requires 54 votes. Let me finish and then you can ask questions, okay? The bill requires 54 votes in the Assembly, all right, to pass. Now, I carry one vote. That's all. That's all I carry. All right. So let me finish, please, and then you can ask questions. All right. So I have told you and the media that I will vote no on that measure. Let's say if the bill is before me today, but the bill is not before me yet. However, I have made a conclusion 3 days ago and told the public that I will not support it. So that's my position, and I have not changed my position anytime during this process. There has been I understand there's one article that mentioned that I changed my position. I have not changed my position. I have talked to the media twice about this subject matter. The first time I told them that I was studying the issue because this is a very important issue, and it will take time for us to study it and analyze it so that we could have information before us before I make a decision. And that's why, because the bill is not before us. So I wasn't brought to the attention of the bill until about a week or two ago. So that's when I started studying the issue, because it's a very complicated issue. It's not that straightforward. It's not that simple. 1, 2, 3. It takes time for us to understand the historical context and the statistics, for example, the numbers and the impact it has been, let's say Prop 209 on many of the students, for example. So it takes time to gather the data to understand what the trend has been before I make a decision. Now, we're still trying to gather information as we go. And by the way, if you have any information to support your position, feel free to let me know so that we have all the information we have. Some of you know that I've been an attorney for 20 years, and I've been a judge pro tem for 10 years. One of the things about me is that I want to look at the evidence. Yes. I want to look at the evidence before I make a decision. And that's good for you, and that's good for me, and that's good for the public. So that's why we need information to back up our position. So that has been why. Now, the second time I communicated to the media was Tuesday, where I issued that press statement. And I also commended all of you for being engaged, because this is very honest to God. I am very pleased that you are so engaged in the process. And that's what the democratic process is all about. You engage in something that you care about and something that affects all of us, and that's to be commended. So I want to say thank you for doing that. Now, back to the bill itself. Now, there is no telling when that bill is going to be referred out, although we do have some timelines for us to abide by. For example, the Rules Committee would have some time to send the bill out to the various committees before it hits the floor. The floor is when I get to vote. So right now, the bill will probably go to higher education next, where it will be debated, and your input will be important as well. For those legislators to make their decision and cast their vote, they want to have the information. So I encourage you to provide information to not only to me, but also to the author of the bill, and also to your representative in your district.
That's your friend.
No, hold on.
Not our friend.
Let me finish, and then you can ask questions.
Our
okay?
friend too.
To your representative. Let's say if you live in this area, I am your representative. If you live outside of my 49th Assembly District, you have a different representative. So you can contact your assembly member, because right now the bill is in the assembly. So important vote will come from your assembly representative. So you can look that up on the website to see who your representative is.
But you're Asian and we look up to you.
I thank you
very
much. Okay,
we want
but
to support
I want to
you.
tell you what the process is, so that you could basically tell your opinion to your representative also, because he or she will also carry one vote of the 54 that's required. That person, that representative will carry your vote. So you have to let your representative know that you care about this issue and that you want them to think this way or other way. So do you understand what I'm talking about? So I hear you very loudly, and I appreciate that very much. But like I said before, I have one vote, but your representative may have a second vote. You see what I'm saying? So that is the process. All right. I think that there's some questions that were raised to before. Okay, let me try to get the question first. And I think one of the questions being that whether or not the senators who voted yes on it can make amendments. Now, to answer that question, okay, let me finish this question. The bill can be amended, for example, meaning that changes can be made to the bill anytime before it passes both houses. Okay, the upper house and the lower house, the assembly and the Senate. Okay, so in other words, the author of the bill can make changes to it now, anytime between now and when it reaches, let's say, the governor's desk. So it's open. So,
Hernandez said he's not withdrawing the bill or changing it.
well, I don't know what.
It's on the news today.
Right. Yeah, I saw that also. Now,
Okay.
Now the question for you is to continue the dialogue with the author of the bill and make your suggestions, and he may or may not make changes.
But you hold the important vote.
Yeah, I understand that, but as I stated before, on record,
Would you agree this is a racist bill?
we're not here to debate the first of all the merits of the bill. I think everybody has a different opinion on the bill itself. So, okay, now let's not get.
But
into
what's your
debate.
fundamental values on this bill?
Okay, I'm here to answer some questions first, and then I'll get to your. Maybe time permitting, we'll do that. Okay. So there was another question about the timing of it. So I think I already explained that timing, and that's what's going on. So now, like I said, I'm not here to debate the merits of affirmative action because that's going to take a long time. Now, but to answer your question, I think affirmative action has benefited some people. So I'll leave it at that for now because that discussion will take a long time. I'm not gonna take time here because of this. But I wanted to convey the message that as of today, and as I stand here today, right, exactly. So that's why I said if
You must promise us today.
If the bill remains in its current form, I will not vote yes on it. That you have that promise. You have that promise. That's on record. I have never changed my position on that, and I'll stand on that very, very, very promise to you. If it doesn't change, I will not vote yes. That's exactly.
What if they just change some little details and not the fundamental values of it?
I don't know what changes.
What if they raise some quotas?
I don't know exactly what it is. I think they are talking about what amendments they are proposing. I haven't seen it. I cannot predict as to what's going to happen to the bill itself. But if the bill does not change substantially, I will stick to my position.
What do you mean by substantially?
I cannot answer that question because I don't know what changes they're going to make.
So
if
just
any.
vote to Republican.
They may not make any changes whatsoever. They may not. Now, I don't know. I mean, if they change a word or two, I don't know.
What would you like them to change?
I don't know.
You don't know
All
what
I
you
can
like
tell
them to
you-
change?
all I can-
You said you don't support the bill, so what part of the bill do you not support?
I don't like the bill, period.
Why? Why?
Okay.
We want to support you if you can support us.
Yes.
I just cannot support it as in its current form.
快点
Okay.
结束了。
Okay. Well, we tell.
就是他已经说了，
So I could talk to the media just briefly.
不是没关系，他已经说了，他不会改变他的。
Blocking traffic right here. We can do it right here. For media folks, please gather around here. And again, I want to say thank you for being here.
我不知道他那个
And if you have any further input, send us an email or letter or whatever you like.
So you vote yes or no?
Okay. I already stated my position.
No, right?
No.
We take no.
I will not vote yes on the measure in its current form. Okay.
他也说过 say no，说 at least no yes。
Don't give up. Just say no.